Today I'll be counting down what I think are the top 25 LEGO Star Wars sets that they have released in 25 years. There are so many amazing sets, eras, and minifigures to go through, but before we begin, this video is sponsored by Sabers, so stay tuned to find out how you could win your very own replica lightsaber. Starting off at number 25, we actually have the most recent set to release, which is the Trade Federation Troop Carrier that was actually given away as this year's May the 4th promo. This promotion was so good that I wish it was just released as a regular retail set. It is a really nice throwback and remake of the original one and looks so good, so modern, comes with a ton of really cool battle droids, and even has 2 exclusive battle droid carriers. If this set wasn't behind such a high threshold, I totally would have bought so many more of these. I absolutely love it, and it is so nice to see such a strong promo come out from LEGO Star Wars, especially for a really big anniversary such as the 25th of The Phantom Menace and LEGO Star Wars in general. At number 24, this is a really hot take, but Luke's Landspeeder from 2020 is such a great set that I really feel like it needed to be highlighted. I know we joke about Luke's Landspeeder being remade so often, but there is a reason to that. It is really iconic. The Landspeeder is so common, so popular, and it's a really small price point. I love the Landspeeders because it's a set that can be minifigure scale really easily and not be super expensive, and this set came with some great minifigures, an absolutely amazing model of the Landspeeder, and is so easy and cute to display on my shelf. At number 23 is Anakin and Sebulba's pod races. Now this set is incredible, and that is for one main reason, and that is Sebulba's pod racer design. It is the only time that we have ever really gotten it, and it looks incredible. Looking at the pod racing diorama from 2024, I look back at this set and it just makes me want it even more. It is so incredible. There was an amazing minifigure selection, a custom printed helmet for Anakin, Sebulba, Watto, 2 amazing designed pod racers, and it was just so good. I have a really big soft spot for the pod racing scene in The Phantom Menace, so I think that also lends itself to why I love this set so much, but I just think it is absolutely incredible. The next set is the UCS Sandcrawler, and while it might look really plain from the outside, the more you get into it, the more exciting it is. And especially after the Lars Homestead promotion, I feel like everyone started to look back at this mostly purely because Uncle Owen was in the set, but it is actually a really cool UCS set, and for something as basic as a Sandcrawler, I feel like LEGO did such an amazing job. There is so much included in this set, so much detail. It looks incredible, and it is such a great scale, I feel like. At 21, we have the second edition of Kylo Ren's shuttle. Now, the first one, definitely not super accurate, but now that the movies have started to come out and Star Wars had really found its footing with the sequel trilogy, at least in terms of costume and character designs, Kylo Ren's shuttle looks incredible. Now, I've seen this set in person and I played around with it, and it was a really solid playset. I really love the ship's design, and I feel like it was a lot better than a lot of the current ones that I've seen, especially in a similar style. Like the recent Imperial shuttle compared to Kylo Ren's shuttle, it just does not compare. On top of that as well, you got the Knights of Ren minifigures, which were incredibly detailed and unique and look incredible, and I really wish that I'd picked up all of them. At number 20, we have a set that is very currently high on my wish list, and that is Captain Rex's ATTE from Rebels. This set is so much fun. In general, this is such a fun vehicle from the show. It's bright and it's colorful, and it's a really fun take on something that is so common in Star Wars, and I feel like is a really popular clone vehicle. I love this one just because of how different it feels. It was so creative, and the LEGO designers did a really good job at incorporating all of those elements into the LEGO set. And this to me is the best Rebel set that they have done. The minifigures were really fun. The 5th brother was there, which was really included, as well as all of the old clones. It's just so unique, and you never see stuff like this from Star Wars because a lot of the time it just doesn't appear in the media as is. At number 19, we have the 2007 MTT. This was such a beautiful build, and for that old of a set, I feel like it had such a clean and almost modern feeling, at least from the exterior. I just watched The Phantom Menace as well in cinemas last night, so the MTT is fresh in my mind, and when I think about that from the movie and I think about this LEGO set, it is so accurate, and it is no wonder that this is such a sought after set to this day. The amount of droids you got was insane, the design of it, even just the box art of this set is absolutely incredible. I would love to own one of these, but I know that it is never gonna happen. In fact, can LEGO just remake an MTT at this point, because I would love to see a very modern take on this set. At number 18, we have another 25th anniversary set, and that is the Boarding the Tantive 4 set. I love this little diorama. I love how big of an upgrade as well it was from the Dark Trooper hallway. Like, the play features are a lot more hidden, a lot more clean. I love the doorway feature, the minifigures. I love that this can create a scene, and that they as well built it so that you could combine 2 of them. Whilst I would have liked them to mirror it, I'll still take it. it. It looks incredible. It is so fun. The addition of 5s is really good, even though that minifigure's helmet and lack of the camera is a little bit disappointing. And then they included the force choke scene. Like, that in its own is amazing. At number 17, we have the UCS Naboo Starfighter. The Naboo Starfighter is such a glorious ship, and I absolutely love it, but no other model besides this one has done the chrome lacquered pieces. It's just not a thing that you see in Lego anymore, and I feel like if they did it modern day, they would kind of do like a gunmetal piece, but the chrome on this build looks incredible. It's also such a very nice, cute, scale accurate looking set with a nice display. It's also just screams classic Star Wars, which I kind of love about this set. At number 16, we have a set that I really regret not picking up when I had the chance, and that is the most recent edition of the playset Tantive 4. I was so close to purchasing this at a Target once, and I just never did, and it just sucks. Because I look at the mini scale one from this year, and the proportions just don't feel right to me, and I think back to that playset, and not only did it have Bail Organa, not only was it the first time we ever had Leia with a really nice printed dress piece, it is a really beautiful model. I feel like Lego doesn't do large play scale ships like this anymore, and I would love to see more of it. It wasn't quite a UCS set, but it also felt like one, and it was just incredible overall. And for a ship that wasn't really shown throughout all that much of A New Hope, I think they did an absolutely stellar job on this set. This video is very kindly sponsored by N-Sabers. If you didn't know, I have been growing a lightsaber collection very slowly over the last couple of years. I have quite a few from N-Sabers at this point, and you might recognize this one, the Darksaber, which has been a staple of my room sitting next to my bookcase, and some new additions include Kanan's lightsaber as well as Ezra's from Rebels Season 3 and 4. Replica lightsabers have been a really fun way for me to mix up my Lego Star Wars displays, and with the inclusion of my recent chopper droid, I could not pass up getting some Rebels hilts. All of the lightsabers come packaged with a white glove, a little display stand, and even a little display plaque if you want to put them alongside it. There are a bunch of different color, effect, and sound options, which is really good because my dogs personally hate the sound of lightsabers, so often I will leave mine in a low volume or on mute. If you want to check them out for yourself, I've left a link in the description, and you can use code HOLLY to save 7%. But not only that, N-Sabers are also letting me give away one of each of Kanan and Ezra's lightsabers. So if you want to win, leave a comment down below letting me know which of these two hilts are your favorite, and also who your favorite Star Wars character is, because I'm really interested to know. You have until 9 PM Australian Eastern Standard Time on the 12th of May in order to enter, and once they are drawn, I will let you know in the comments down below. It's open worldwide, so anyone from around the world can enter. Best of luck for the giveaway, and thank you N-Sabers for your continued support on this channel. Now let's get back to the video. At number 15, we're going to the TV shows, and we're going to talk about the playset Razor Crest. This was my second ever like big Star Wars ship playset, and what a place to start. This set, for a playset and a show that had only really just had one season, like we really hadn't seen that much of the Razor Crest, I thought it was done so well. There was enough included that it really felt very authentic to the TV show, and most of all with this set is I love how it looks on display. I don't care about the interior at the end of the day because of how nice it looks when I put it on a shelf. I can fit the Mandalorian and Grogu in the cockpit, which for a playset ship is really impressive. The minifigure selection felt a little bit disjointed, but I loved the variety that it had. You know, it's definitely not the perfect Lego set, but I do think when it comes to Lego Star Wars, it is a really solid Lego set, which is why I had to put it on this list. At number 14, we have the UCS Imperial Shuttle. This thing is so clean. It is so slick and beautiful, and it has a display stand, and its wings can move, and it is like pretty much minifigure scale. This is such a gorgeous UCS set, and I do not think about it or give it enough credit majority of the time on display. This thing is beautiful, and I feel like if they did it today, it just, I don't know if it would be the same. I feel like they would maybe take a couple of corners here and there, but this set to me is incredible. I don't have an Imperial Shuttle in my collection at the moment because I just was not impressed with the playset one, and I would love to get this one day, but again, it's one of those sets where I'm not gonna spend that amount of money to get one, but I look at it and I admire it and I absolutely love it. At number 13, we have the Dagobah Jedi training diorama. I love this set. When I think of Star Wars dioramas and I always hear about a new rumored one, I'm looking for one that is just as good as this one. For me personally as well, it was the first time that I'd actually ever gotten a Yoda minifigure, which is a crazy thought to me, but I loved the amount of detail that was on R2, on Luke. I loved how you can set up a scene, which is really the case with all dioramas, but I feel like with this one especially, it was a really nice design. The only thing I hated about it was having to place down so many 1x1 green tiles. It absolutely did my head in, but it was so worth it because the display piece is gorgeous. Next is the Death Star, specifically the one from 2016. This is such an iconic and popular set in pop culture in general. Everyone has seen this Death Star. Everyone knows about this Death Star. I mean, ultimately, it was put in 2 Spider-Man movies. Like, it is that popular. I loved the look of this set, and I'm so upset that I didn't get it again. I should have picked this up before it retired, but there was some part of me that just couldn't do it. I mean, it was very expensive, you know, $800. It's one of those things that like every kid always asks for Christmas. And I remember when this set came out and I'd seen the 2008 one and I was like, oh, like that's weird, they're remaking it. And I was listening to all these people's thoughts about, oh, why are they remaking it and increasing the price? And I was like, oh, ultimately, look, at the end of the day, it makes a lot of sense. And this set was a huge upgrade from the original. I love it. I love the concept of it. It's so fun. And I kick myself constantly that I never got it. I would love for them to do another Death Star playset like this in the future so that I can pick it up. Even if they do a completely paneled one instead of having one that's open with an interior, I'll take that too. But I just want a proper Death Star playset because I look at this and I love it so much. It is just like every child's dream. And that is why for me, it is number 12. Number 11 is what I believe to be the best Lego Slave one that they have ever done. And it is actually the 20th anniversary edition. I know a couple of people might have thought I meant the UCS one, and that is an incredible set. There is no denying it. But to me, the 20th anniversary one is just better in every way. One, it's a lot smaller, which meant it was a lot cheaper and it's a lot easier to put on display. And two, I feel like it still captures the beauty and the iconic shape of the Slave one and does so in a really clean and smooth and gorgeous way, but at a much smaller price point. You can still fit Han Solo and Carbonite in there. You can still fit Boba Fett in the cockpit. The minifigure selection was so much fun and a really nice refresh. And at the end of the day too, it was a remake of one of the original Star Wars sets, which is also incredibly fun. This set is awesome. The play handle is awesome. I am so glad that I have this in my collection. I did buy it on the secondhand market instead of on shelves when it was there, which was unfortunate of me, but I'm so glad to have it in my collection. I think it is incredible. And if you want a Slave one and you don't know which one to get, I highly recommend getting the 20th anniversary one. Kicking off our top 10 is the iconic 2013 Republic gunship. Now, I was so desperate for this set that I ended up putting it together, which partially was because I didn't want to have one that was a little bit sun damaged and like essentially it felt new to me, but also it was slightly cheaper to do that. And I'm so glad I did. I had the UCS gunship and it is an incredible model, but for me, that is not the type of set that I want. It was too big, it was too in the way all the time, and even this one is like a little bit of an awkward shape, but it's so much easier to put on display. I also love the fact that it feels a little bit more minifigure scale. I'm a really big fan of that, and the detail on this is incredible. It has a really handy carry handle, it had a bunch of accessories, some sick minifigures, and whilst I feel like the Coruscant Guard gunship kind of cleaned up the design a little bit, I prefer the scale of this one. It's got all of the iconic details, but it's also the regular Republic color scheme, and I love this set to pieces. It truly is awesome. Some of you might disagree with me with number 9, but I've put the UCS Falcon here. Now, I love this set. I think it's incredible. It is gorgeous. It is an absolute masterpiece and feat of Lego set design. However, I experienced this in person properly for the first time recently, and I didn't realize how like flimsy all of the panels were. I had to pick this thing up and move it, and I thought it was just gonna completely combust on me, which then made me realize, you know, my goal has always been to have it displayed sideways, and I'm a little bit more terrified to do that now that I know that's the case. But with saying that, this set is incredible. I love it, and I feel like, again, it's kind of like the adult version version of the Death Star, where it is every Star Wars fan's dream to own that. And specifically for me too, I want to put it in a coffee table. Like, I want to do that. I have told myself that I will definitely purchase this before it retires. At this point though, I just don't have space to store it. I don't know where to put it. I don't know what to do with it. So I'm just not buying it until I absolutely have to. At number 8, I have the Ahsoka version of the Ghost. I have the original. I bought it, I built it, I loved it. But when I saw this version and actually got to see it in person, I fell in love with it. I completely disregarded this set, to be honest, at first. It was a little bit underwhelming for me and I wasn't really sure what to think. And then I saw it and I played with it, and it was such a big upgrade in every single way possible. Except for the minifigures, honestly. The minifigures is the one aspect I didn't think was a necessary upgrade. They were still really good, but the model itself was fantastic. The Phantom, whilst in scale with the Ghost, does feel like a little chibi version, especially when I put it up alongside my regular Phantom 2, but I love this set overall. It was absolutely gorgeous, and if you didn't pick it up for May the 4th, what were you doing? It was like the perfect time to get it on sale and getting all the promos. That's what I personally did, and I am so happy I did. I love this set so much. At number 7 is the only other set on this list that is not a regular retail set, and that is the Bespin Jewel, which was supposed to be a Star Wars Celebration exclusive. I adore this. This model is perfect. There wasn't any exclusive pieces, but there were some rarer things, including Bespin Luke, which ended up actually coming in a magazine promo, as well as the 40th anniversary little like sticker tile, which wasn't exclusive, but it definitely was not common and is super expensive. I ended up selling mine. I had like the official one, I had the box and everything, but ultimately I was like, I'm literally just paying for the box. So I sold the set and I plan on parting it together, but I still haven't done that, but I really want to because this display piece is gorgeous. It kind of feels like a really early version of the diorama sets, and I do love that. I think it's awesome. I've even seen like some people like hang it from the wall. It's such a great set. It was such a great promo. No wonder it was so popular and super amazing. At number 6 is a set that I feel like is slowly becoming one of my like most wanted sets that I ever want to get, and that is the Ewok Village. I have like 0 to none Endor stuff. I have the Endor diorama and I have like the 4+ set, and I look at the Ewok Village and I'm like, if I just got that, like, I'm happy. There are so many Ewoks. It is such a creative and fun little playset. It reminds me of very like classic Star Wars toys as well, and I think it's fantastic. It's so well built, so well detailed, amazing minifigures. I also am a really big fan of like those master builder type sets in general, and this feels a lot like that, just a lot older. I would love to buy one, but I'm also terrified that all of the brown bits would snap on me, so maybe I should just like part it together. Eventually though, you know, I want to get some version of this one day and put it on a shelf. I just feel like it would be gorgeous. This is such a great Star Wars set, and I would love for them to do a remake. I'm trying to be patient, but I'm not doing a good job at it. Speaking of large sets though, kicking off our top 5 is the UCS AT-AT. Ultimately, I feel like out of all of like the UCS style ships, this is like the best model that they have done. It is so cool. It's like basically minifigure scale. It is so giant and like eye-catching and glorious, as well as being really clean, really sturdy. It literally just looks like a giant dog, and I love it for that. I also don't think I would buy it over the UCS Falcon, even though I wholeheartedly believe that this is the better set overall. Number 4 is Mos Eisley Cantina. I mean, look, I told you I like Master Builders sets. I have this. I've only built half of it, but even with my half that I've built, this thing is fantastic. I love the fact that it can open up. I love that you've got all the little side buildings and all the little trimmings of Mos Eisley, and Mos Eisley is iconic in general. It's also one of the only times that I have looked at like a UCS / Master Builder set over the last couple of years and been like, I have to have that. Like every other one, they look really, really cool, but I'm not necessarily like sold on them, and I really haven't taken the time to actively go and purchase them with the intention of keeping them, except for this one. I was like, I need to get my hands on this however I can as soon as possible before it retires, and it retires at the end of the year. So if you haven't bought it, you know, keep that in mind. You definitely should. And basically now I'm just waiting for a time where I can like properly sit and build the rest of it, because at the moment it just sits too conveniently on my shelf. At number 3, we have the Rise of Skywalker Falcon. I don't think this Millennium Falcon gets enough credit. It is incredible. This is by far the best playset that they have ever done, and to me it's the perfect size and shape and scale for a Millennium Falcon. The mini scale ones, look, they're cool and all, but like I would rather just spend the extra and have like a full-on playset. And then the UCS one, again, incredible, but it's huge. Like you need a whole piece of furniture to display this. This one You don't really. I mean, I bought a special stand for mine and I absolutely love it. I think it's incredible. There's also an amazing interior. The fact that it opens up so easily as well, really big fan of that. I can fit Chewie and Han in the cockpit. I love it. It's been around on shelves for as long as it has for two reasons. One, it's the only playset Millennium Falcon they've done for a while, and two, it's a fantastic set. Even though it's a sequel set and you get sequels minifigures, it has a round dish, so you can essentially pretend it's a original trilogy one. That's what I've done, and it was one of the best purchases I've ever made when it comes to Lego Star Wars. At number 2 is my beloved Jewel on Mustafar. This is the first ever Star Wars set that I've bought, and I have it so highly ranked in my scale of Star Wars sets. I think it is perfect. It's so small, two iconic characters, an iconic lightsaber battle, so much playability, but it's also a beautiful display set. It's everything I want in a Star Wars set, or even just a Lego set in general, to be honest. And I could not be happier with this set. I ended up buying 2 of them because one of them was on sale and I wanted like duplicate minifigures, and I'm very glad that I did. There's also apparently been some really sick mocks about it. Like, this set is incredible. It's a 5-star for me. I love it, and the only reason it was not number 1 is because of the fact that the set Jabba's palace exists. For years, I have looked at this set in awe. Since the moment it came out, I hadn't even completely watched Return of the Jedi, and I saw this and I was like, this is an incredible Lego set. The minifigure selection is absolutely killer, and a lot of them hold up to this day. I completely forgot that like Chewbacca, when this set came out, wasn't even the modern one because of how well this set is built. It holds up to modern standards. Honestly, if you told me this set released 3 years ago, I would believe you. Jabba the Hutt as well is an incredible mold. There is play options. Everything you need in Jabba's palace is featured here. The molds, the detailing, the care, the beauty. You could display this set from the interior, or you could display the set from the exterior, and both options look gorgeous, and like it's supposed to be like that. They are never gonna make a Jabba's palace like this again either, because of the controversy that apparently it looks too much like a mosque and people got upset. So they're never gonna make it like that again, and I'm so glad that I bought it. I love this set. I want it on my display at all times. I think it's incredible. But those, in my opinion, are the top 25 best sets that Lego has released in the 25 years of Lego Star Wars. Let me know what your top picks are in the comments down below, as well as which of the lightsabers is your favorite if you want to enter the giveaway. And if you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up, consider subscribing to my channel down below, and until next time guys, I'll see you later.